Welcome to the 2023 BIM Group Ironman 70.3 Phu Quoc. Phu Quoc, Vietnam's largest island, is a rising star in Southeast Asia's travel scene. With 150 kilometers of white sand beaches and turquoise waters, it's a paradise for beach lovers. Long Beach stretches for 20 kilometers, offering unobstructed sunsets, while quieter spots like Gan Do and Bai Tom provide hidden escapes. Adventurous souls can explore the island's mountain range, discovering waterfalls, rock pools, and caves in the lush evergreen forest. The island enjoys a pleasant year-round climate, with the coolest and most comfortable weather between October and March. In November, you'll experience Phu Quoc at its most beautiful. This enchanting island is a must-visit for both local and international travelers. Now let's start the race briefing. Here is a schedule of all the activities taking place during the BIM Group Ironman 70.3 Phu Quoc event week. Some key times to take note of. Athlete check-in is open on the 17th from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on the 18th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Bike check is open on the 18th from 1 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. only. On race day, athletes should take note of: bike check-in on the 19th race morning is open from 4:15 to 5:30. Race starts at 6 a.m. for YPO, then 6:05 for the rest of the athlete field. Although the weather in Phu Quoc is ideal for the race, changes in weather conditions may impact the race activities during the weekend. It is important you monitor the weather forecast for Sunday to help you prepare for the upcoming race. At this stage, we are looking at a temperature of around 32 degrees Celsius on race day and slight northerly wind of 11 kilometers. Average water temp will be around 29.6 degrees. As an athlete participating in the 2023 BIM Group Ironman 70.3 Phu Quoc, you will receive a race kit containing the following items: race bib, sticker set, tattoo, wristband, street gear bag, event bag, swim cap, and sponsor goodies. Mandatory bike check-in is on Saturday the 18th of November 2023 only. During the following time slot, 1 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. for all categories. Check-in will take place at the transition area at Shell Square, Phu Quoc Marina Integrated Resort Complex. All bikes must be checked in by Saturday afternoon, November 18th, and left overnight. You can bring your gear into the transition area on the morning of the race day. Bike checkout is from 12:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the 19th of November. You are required to reclaim your bike and gear after the race. You must have your athlete wristband on in order to claim your bike and gear. For the bike check-in, athletes must personally check in their bikes. Upon entering the transition area, athletes should push their bike to their designated rack and rack it. Then go to the timing tent to receive your timing chip before exiting the transition area. Once you exit the transition area, you will only be allowed to re-enter the next day. The transition area will be open from 4:15 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. Please ensure you leave yourself enough time on race day morning, as all athletes are required to be out of the transition area by 5:30 a.m. Official bike mechanics will be available to support athletes during the specific time frames shown. Bike mechanics will be available in front of Expo and check in from Friday the 17th till Sunday the 19th with the times as shown. Bike mechanics will be unavailable to athletes during transition on race morning from 4:15 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. Following this, bike mechanics will be roving on the bike course during the race. Please note that your timing chip will not be in your race kit. You must collect your chip at the exit of bike check-in, before leaving the transition area. Your chip must be worn on your left ankle at all times during the race. If you are unable to start the race, you are responsible for returning the chip. Failure to do so may disqualify you from participating in future BIM Group Ironman 70.3 Phu Quoc events. All relay team members must be present together at athlete check-in. If any member is absent, the team will not be allowed to check in. No exceptions. The timing chip is the relay baton each team member must fasten to their ankle when they begin their leg of the race. All members must wear their wristbands during the race. Only the run leg team member must wear the bib number. Swim and bike team members can run through the finish with their runner. Every team member must be wearing their relay wristband. Swim and bike team members should meet at the gathering zone near the relay team area leading to the finish chute. Your safety is our primary concern. The medical team will be staffing the medical facilities at the race venue, swim start, exit, transition, all bike and run aid stations and finish line. Medical resources will also be available while you are out on the course, at all aid stations and roaming along the bike course and run course. If you are not feeling well on race morning, we strongly advise you not to start the event. If you decide to not start the event, you must inform a race official so we can officially withdraw you from the event. If you start to feel unwell at any point of the day, we urge you to seek help rather than continue. Do not be afraid to ask for help. You will not be disqualified for receiving a medical evaluation. If at any time during the race, you experience chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, or lightheadedness, dizziness, please stop immediately and seek medical attention. A medical evaluation does not constitute outside assistance. You will not be disqualified for receiving a medical evaluation, or for having someone help you in getting medical assistance. During the swim, raise and wave your hand, which will alert the water safety team that you need help. If able to, you can also verbalize you are in need of help by yelling, "Help." You can also grab onto a kayak, paddleboard or nearby boat. You will not be disqualified for grabbing onto any of these safety items during the race. During the bike and run, if you are not at or near an aid station, stop, let someone know you need medical help. Anyone can help. Another athlete, a staff vehicle, event support vehicle or event moto out on course, even a spectator. Have them alert the nearest aid station or staff member that you need medical assistance. Make sure you provide your bib number for faster assistance. After you have finished the race, please do not leave the post-race area until you are reasonably certain you are okay and are able to drink without vomiting and stand without dizziness. If you are not feeling well, please come to the event medical tent to be evaluated by the medical team before leaving the recovery area. Athletes must follow the prescribed course. It is the athlete's responsibility to know the course. Athletes must cover the prescribed course in its entirety. Failure to do so will result in a disqualification. If an athlete must exit the course, he or she should re-enter the course at the same point of departure before continuing. Swim course. The swim will have a rolling start at the Tree Coconut Beach, featuring a triangle-shaped swim course going counterclockwise. The swim ends with athletes returning back to the beach and progressing towards the transition area at the beachfront. Safety officials wearing yellow vests with ribbons saying, "Water Safety Officer," will be monitoring the event. Should you require assistance while swimming the course, please raise your hand above your head and wave to get their attention. If you don't think that you can complete the swim in the time you selected during registration, you can downgrade your swim cap color to match your appropriate time upon athlete check-in. Athletes may not exchange to a faster swim cap. Upon completing the swim and exiting the water, athletes will run on the beach across a timing mat and through the showers. On entering the transition area, individual athletes will run toward their bikes while relay team swimmers will run to the T1 relay tent, RT1, to transfer the timing chip to their cyclist. Then the cyclist will run to their bike. Only after the chip and ankle strap has been transferred can the bike leg athlete go to the bike rack to begin the bike portion of the race. The 2-lap 90 km bike course starts at Phu Quoc Marina's famous Shell Square, next to the Intercontinental Phu Quoc Resort. Athletes should leave the transition area, go straight, then turn right at the big junction to enter DT 975 Road. Keep heading south and then take the left turn onto the seaside lane of DT 46 Road, following the undulations of the landscape as you head to the far U-turn A1. After making the U-turn A1 at km 20.5, make your way back onto DT 975 and proceed to U-turn A2 at km 42.5. After making the U-turn A2, athletes should then continue straight to start the second lap of the bike course. The distance between the two U-turns is 22 kilometers. After the second lap has been completed, athletes should stay right before turning right onto the Marina Phu Quoc main road back to the transition area at Shell Square to complete the 90 kilometers bike course. Aid stations are located approximately every 15 kilometers to 20 kilometers on the bike course. At the aid stations we will offer water in white bottles, electrolytes in red bottles, gels, Vaseline, situated in toilets, sunscreen, trash bins for discarding rubbish, toilets, if not collecting items, please keep left away from the aid station. If collecting, please slow down, keep to the right and shout to volunteers what you want. Bins are available at both ends as only rubbish can be discarded in these areas or there will be a littering penalty if anywhere else on course. To minimize the possibility of infringing the rules and thus avoid a visit to the penalty box, please observe the following. This is a non-drafting race and drafting will be strictly monitored. Riding on the left side of an athlete without passing or riding on the left-hand side of the bike lane, when clear of other athletes, can result in a blocking penalty. Keep 12 meters between yourself and the cyclist in front of you. Pass on the left of the cyclist in front, never on the right. Complete your pass within 25 seconds. Passed athletes must immediately drop back 12 meters when overtaken. A technical official will inform you of any penalty incurred by calling your number, advising you of the nature of the infringement, and showing you a card. It will then be your responsibility to serve the associated time penalty at the penalty tent. Yellow card means 30 seconds penalty for blocking violation. Blue card means 5 minutes penalty for littering, drafting violation and passing on the right. 3 blue cards violations will result in disqualification. No technology is allowed on course. The use of electronic equipment including telephones, including the use of earphones or other communication devices, may result in disqualification. The penalty tent is located before the dismount line in the transition area. Please note the following guidelines about the transition from the bike to the run. Dismount before reaching the dismount line and walk your bike back to your designated position following the prescribed route around the transition area. Rack your bike correctly by its seat. The front wheel must be facing outwards. Your helmet must remain on and secured until your bike is racked. Failure to do so may result in disqualification. Athletes should change to their run gear at their bike or at the designated change area. Exit the transition area via the run-out gate and begin the run course. For relay teams, cyclists must swap the timing chip with their team member at RT2, relay tent for T2, before the runner from the relay team runs through the run-out gate to officially start the last leg. The 21.1 kilometers run is a 2-lap course that you will run anti-clockwise. Upon exiting transition, you will make 2 left turns through the roads of the Phu Quoc Marina Resort Complex, then turn right and run parallel to the beach along the seaside road. You will continue north to reach U-turn A1, then return back to U-turn A2. This counts as 1 lap. Complete another lap before heading towards the finish line, at Shell Square. Please expect quite hot and humid weather. Don't forget to keep yourself well hydrated at all times. There will be 5 run aid stations along the run course. Run aid stations will offer items in this order: water, Aquarius electrolyte, food, Coke, gel, GU brand, and medical support for athletes. Please discard rubbish in the bins in the discard zones only. Please note that the finish line is for athletes only. Friends, family members, or other spectators are not permitted to cross the finish line or enter the finish chute with participating athletes. The participating athletes will be disqualified if their supporters violate this policy. Relay team members are allowed to wait at the gathering zone before the finish chute area to join the runner on their way to the finish line. Once you cross the finish line, you will be guided by volunteers towards the recovery area, which is exclusively reserved for athletes. The recovery area will offer water, fruits, isotonic drinks, ice pools, and massage services. At the finish line, your timing chip will be collected and you will be presented with a finisher shirt and medal. A post-race meal will be available in the recovery area after the finish line from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on Sunday the 19th of November 2023. This will be complimentary for Ironman 70.3 individual athletes and relay team members only. Street gear bags will be ready to pick up next to the finish line. Once you leave the recovery zone, you will not be able to re-enter. For the safety of athletes, medical teams will be available at on-site venues and on the course during the race. The race will officially end 8 hours and 30 minutes after the final athlete enters the water. The swim course will close 1 hour and 10 minutes after the final athlete enters the water. The bike course will close 5 hours and 30 minutes after the final athlete enters the water. There are 5 intermediate cutoffs on the bike course. The run course will close 8 hours and 30 minutes after the final athlete starts the swim. There are 5 intermediate cutoffs on the run course. Any athlete or relay team member that takes longer than 8 hours and 30 minutes to complete the entire course but crosses the finish line before the run course is closed will receive a NC, not classified, in the race results and will not be eligible for age group awards or world championship slots. A team of 1,600 local community volunteers are providing support for the race. Kindly remember to express your gratitude to the volunteers after the race, as their contribution is invaluable, and we couldn't achieve our goals without their assistance. The 2023 BIM Group Ironman 70.3 Phu Quoc Awards presentations will be held on Sunday the 19th of November 2023 at 3:45 p.m. at Shell Square, Tree Coconut Beach, Phuquoc Marina Integrated Resort Complex. If you are on the podium and are unable to collect your trophy, please contact the event organizer within 24 hours after the event. We will offer 30 slots for the 2024 Ironman 70.3 World Championship in Taupo, New Zealand. The 30 slots are allocated as follows: 26 age group slots, 2 YPO2 for top the Vietnamese male and female athletes. If you do take a slot, you will need a photo ID, and please be prepared to pay the $780 USD, including all taxes and fees. At that time, only Visa and MasterCard accepted. So get out there and race your heart out, people. Good luck and see you at the finish line.